All right, so today I'm going to do 2 secular songs. What does secular mean? It means non-Christian. Now, when it comes to secular music, I don't mind playing certain music or listening to certain music in that area, but I'm very careful with what I listen to. I'm a picky person already anyway. When it comes to secular music, if they're talking bad about Jesus or they're promoting the devil, I do not listen to that type of stuff, or sex or whatever. I already didn't like songs where boys are singing about girls and girls are singing about boys. Even way back in the day, I never did. I think a lot of that stuff, it's dumb. I mean, what are you going to sing about? Oh, she left me. And then that's what all the pop music today is. It's a bunch of crybabies. Or it's just about sex, and it's like, it's overplayed, it's dumb. I won't listen to that stuff anyway. But when it comes to secular music, if it has a good story, I like it. Or if it's about, a certain thing, like Sabaton, okay? Sabaton is all history. They sing about war history and stuff. It's actually very educational. If you're a Sabaton fan, you're learning a lot of history, which is great. I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with like Iron Maiden, Aces High, that's about airplanes. Or Where Eagles Dare, that's about airplanes. I like that type of stuff. Judas Priest, Ram It Down. I'm thinking about playing that song. It's a little fast for me, but that's about having a concert, going to a gig. I like stuff like that, and the way that he words it is really nice. I like that. So I don't personally have a problem with those things. So what we're doing today, the first one's going to be Jukebox Hero by Foreigner, and the second song will be Fast Way, Say What You Will. Now I'm going to separate these into 2 files. The other one's just going to be the song. I'm only going to talk on this video. I really can't figure out what Say What You Will is about. I'm also trying to play songs that other people either are not doing drum covers to, or they don't listen to that type of music, like not necessarily old, but obscure-ish, I guess you'd say. Not as popular. How's that? Like you had to have the album to hear the song. Jukebox Hero is popular, but I like the story. We'll get into that in a minute. But a lot of the songs I want to play, you have had to own the album, the cassette, whatever you may call it, CD, and have just let it play, and you hear a song in there you might like, but it hasn't been on the radio or isn't as popular. Those are the types of songs I am trying to play. The Fastway song, I don't know what it's about. I'm just going to play it. I'm just having fun. I made some mistakes in there. I'm leaving them in. I don't care. I'm not trying to make these perfect. When I play these songs, I do not practice. I hear it and I come up here and I'm like, I think I can play that. Well, let me record it and turn on the cameras and we'll see how it goes. And that's exactly how that went. I think I played it 3 times. And there's some issues with it, but I don't even care. I'm just up here having a good time. Same with this song, this Jukebox Hero song. I'm looking at the lyrics right here. During the video portion, I was trying to play off to the cameras because like when I'm just playing, I'm just playing. Once the cameras are on, that's when I start going big and twirling sticks and throwing sticks. I'm just trying to be entertaining. I'm having a good time. But then I'm not concentrating on the drumming either, so I mess it all up. But I don't care. I left the mistakes in there, and you'll hear them, and I really don't care. I'm not up here trying to make a perfect drum cover, trying to be somebody on YouTube. I'm just up here having fun, and I upload. If you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. So we're going to go over some of these lyrics for Jukebox Hero. And another reason why I like this song, it reminds me a little bit of Matt. The story is not Matt's story or anything, but it's about a guitar player. And Matt is extremely talented. He's very, very gifted. I mean, his level is like so high. I mean, he just amazes us all the time. Matt was inspired when he was a little kid by the Jack Black movie, School of Rock. And he was 9 years old, and we were all watching it as a family. And it's funny because a lot of the stuff Jack Black says in that movie is actually kind of true, some of the stuff that he says about the music. When the credits were rolling at the end of the movie, Matt turned to me and said, "Dad, can I have a guitar?" And so we got on one of those, cheap packs with the guitar and the amp and stuff. It was $150 for the whole deal, the soft case and everything. And that's what you do when a kid, you don't know if they're gonna stick with it. So you buy them a cheap one, and then if they get better, you buy them new stuff and work their way up or whatever. And that's exactly what he did. He's at the level he's at now, and he's just like taking it like he's on another planet. I mean, Matt, I'm not just saying that because he's my kid. I'm saying that because he is like, wow. Like, I can't, it just blows our mind. So that's kind of why this story right here sort of reminds me of that, because this song is about a guy who couldn't afford to go to a specific concert, but he could hear it, and it really inspired him to be a musician, to play guitar. So we'll go over some of the words. It says, standing in the rain with his head hung low, because he's sad. He couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold-out show. Heard the roar of the crowd. He could picture the scene. Put his ear to the wall. Then, like a distant scream, he heard one guitar. It blew him away. He was just like, wow. He saw stars in his eyes, and the very next day, he bought a beat-up six-string, it's a guitar, in a second-hand store. Didn't know how to play it, but he knew for sure that one guitar felt good in his hands. So I get a little teary-eyed because I just think of Matt, how like he was inspired by that movie, and he didn't know how to play. He was actually crying one time because there were certain things he just couldn't do. I said, well, we'll get you lessons, you know? And he just, somebody has to teach you how to play. Didn't take that long to understand just one guitar slung way down low was a one-way ticket, only one way to go. So he started rocking. Ain't never gonna stop. Gotta keep on rocking. Someday gonna make it to the top. So this dude wants to be famous and be a star. I personally don't care about that. I don't know what his agenda is with his guitar. If he's just playing music for fun, I really don't know what he's got in mind. Someday he's got to make it to the top and be a jukebox hero. So if you don't know what a jukebox is, back in the day they had records in them, and you'd put money in there and choose your song, and your record would go on. And he wants to be there, or like on the radio even. He wants to be famous and have people listening to his music. I think that's fine. I don't really care about the fame and fortune part of it, And when we were growing up, when we were playing music and we were teenagers, I wanted to be a rock star. But then later on in life, I was like, I don't even care about that. I would rather have $0 and pull up to a stoplight in my car next to somebody blasting my music. I would rather have that than have the money. That would give me more joy that somebody's actually listening to it and enjoying it. In a town without a name. So this is after the dude's famous. He's going to his own gig, to play his own gig. In a town without a name, in a heavy downpour, thought he passed his own shadow by the backstage door. Like a trip through the past to that day in the rain, and that one guitar made his whole life change. Now he needs to keep on rocking. He just can't stop. Got to keep on rocking. That boy has got to stay on top and be a jukebox hero. I like that. That's a great story right there. It's pretty cool. He became famous just because that inspired him. So anyway, I know I talk a lot. I hope you enjoy both these songs. Fastway is just going to be up there, uploaded, no talking, and I'm going to leave this talking on this one. So I hope you enjoy it, even though I messed them up, and I hope you enjoy these songs.
Standing in the rain with his head hung low, couldn't get a ticket, it was a sold-out show. Heard the roar of the crowd, he could picture the scene, put his ear to the wall, then like a distant scream, he heard one guitar just blew him away. Store didn't know how to play it, but he knew for sure that one guitar own shadow by the backstage door, like a trip through the past.